Hello everyone. I want to give you a brief about my project, which is about optimizing a route for Dairo restaurant franchisee using the traveling salesperson problem. And I will be doing it in Excel and with the constraints that can change in real time. The whole presentation will be divided into these five subtopics. Coming to the first topic and the most important is value proposition. So I ask myself, what value am I providing to the stakeholders? Operation wise, I want to automate the entire process from data entry of the locations to solving the optimal route till presenting it in the form of map. It would be a one-click button solution in Excel. From cost wise, I'm trying to save their resources by minimizing the wastage in time, distance, fuel, etc. The model I would create would be tailored to their specific needs, which will ensure real-time savings by identifying the optimal routes, the fuel stops as per the type of vehicle, and the delivery point, which can change as per the need of organization. Problem statement. What problem are we trying to solve? So for a local brand Dairo with multiple delivery points, as you can see on the map, traveling salesperson can be challenging and very technical for them. Second problem would be real-time communication with the drivers, as the driver knows the route. If there is any blockage on the road, if he needs to refuel his vehicle on urgent basis or repair it, then he can just add variables on the route and get the route modified according to his needs. Challenges. So the first challenge would be to optimize route dynamically based on the demand of the organization, whether they want the optimized route based on the distance, shortest distance, or maybe they want it based on the shortest time taken to complete the TSP. And the second would be the ease of communication between the management team and the driver, how the management can share the map to the driver, and it should be easy to interpret by the driver and make changes as per his needs. Solution method. So first is data collection. So I want the management to just gather the locations data, the addresses and the street name, address name, and then enter them into the Excel. And the second one is modeling. Using Google Distance Matrix API, we will fetch the real-time data like the distance between the nodes and the time required to travel between the nodes and fill them in the matrix. And then we develop two solution models based on whether the objective function is to minimize distance or it is time. And then we do the automation. So here I want the optimization of the TSP to be done automatically, like entering every variable objective function in the OpenSolver model and then clicking on the solve button till getting the solution. I want it to be automated. And then we get the solution in the form of sequence of the nodes. And I want the sequence to be converted in a Google Map URL, which directly leads us to Google Maps and the path we chose. The key advantage is that we can edit it and can share it. Before moving to the fourth part, that is experiments, let me show you in the Excel how I implemented the solutions and the experiments as well. So let me quickly show you the whole project in action. On opening the Excel, this is the landing page where the manager will enter the city, address, latitude, longitude of the outlets here. And as I click on the fill matrix button, the distance between the two nodes as well as the time to go from one node to another will be filled in the form of matrix. Let's do it. After we receive this message that the matrix has been filled, the distance and time from this matrix are separated and the distance is entered into this distance matrix, which has the objective to minimize the distance of the TSP, and the time is extracted into this matrix, which has the objective to minimize the time. So I have created this macro, which is the solve TSP. When I click on it, the values will be filled first of the distance matrix, and then the optimal route based on the distance will be calculated. Okay, so we got it. And then it will automatically switch to the time matrix, fill the values here, and then the optimized route based on time will be calculated. Okay, done. So here we have the sequence based on time, and here we have the sequence based on distance. And everything is extracted directly into the solution sheet. So based on time, we have this sequence of TSP, and based on distance, we have this. So the starting city is Vadodara and the ending city is Vadodara in both the cases. So we know the answer is right. And now, as I click on this time-based URL, a new URL will be formed based on the minimum time, and similar goes for the distance. And I have to just copy this URL and paste into the browser, and we will get our optimized route. As this is my laptop, but when you open this same route in your mobile, you will get a sequence A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just like that. So here as we can see here, the total time it will take is 31 hours and the distance is 1579. So this is based on the objective to minimize time. So let's check if our time meets or not. So this is 31 hours. The time matrix, it is also almost 31 hours. So our answer is correct. As we just went through the entire project in Excel, now the experiments and the learnings will be easy to understand for you. The major deal was to enter the distance and time data into the matrix. So early on in the project, I knew that I had to use APIs for that purpose. So I tried different APIs, like you can see Microsoft Azure API, and then I used Google Maps API. In the early stage, I was only able to fetch the distance, but then did some trial and errors and found a way to extract the distance as well as the time between the nodes. And the next step was to convert the output from the Google Cloud API into a format that can be interpreted by the Excel. For that purpose, I had to experiment with some VBA coding that use JSON parser. So as you can see in the file section, I have JSON converter imported here. Another major aspect of the project was mapping, where I had to lay out the route in an interactive map. So for that, I tried different tools like Binge Maps, 3D Maps, as you can see here, CDX, Zipstream, and then I came to a conclusion that Google Maps is the best fit for the project, as it gives many customizable features, like one can change the route based on the fueling stations, the highways, the toll they want to avoid, and majority of the employees are very used to using this app. So the maps can also be shared across their mobile through WhatsApp, email, as per their convenience. As the central theme of my project was to automate the optimization process. So for that, I had to try on various macros. And here is an example of one macro, that is solve TSP. So when I click on the solve TSP macro, it not only fills up the distance and time matrix, but it also covers the addition of constraints, variable objectives into the OpenSolver, and also clicks the OpenSolver button for us. Here's a picture where the distance matrix is filled and the optimization, which means the solver has got the optimal solution by just clicking on one button. Coming to the final part, learning. So what did I learn from this entire project? On the technical side, I came across various APIs that are useful for us industrial engineers, using which we can optimize our processes and get access to real life data. And then the algorithms and solvers that I used in order to solve the traveling salesperson problem, I used OpenSolver with the Gurobi engine in it, and the algorithm had MTZ constraints, which eliminated the subtours and much more. Then coming to the automating part, I learned how to use the Microsoft VBA tool, how to create macros and the buttons which runs the macros, and making it all user friendly for the non-technical teams. And on the personal level, I learned how to overcome setbacks when I continuously interacted with the stakeholders. Certain times it was aimed to get the routing and operations data from their organization, and other time it was to get their feedback on the progress of the project, and am I delivering what they would like to use it or not. So there was frequent communication between us. And then I gained insight about the importance of clear communication. As I said, ask good questions, get good answers. And then I also had to think from management's perspective, because I created a project which had a technical background and the algorithms and all were running in the background, but I didn't want them to be bothered by it. So I focused on creating a model that can be operated by a non-technical person, and it was a great learning experience. I would like to do it again. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.